What's going on YouTube? This is KREESE here. Today I'm going to be bringing y'all a video on how to install a K&N fresh air intake system on a 2001 Ford F150 with the Triton 5.4 liter V8 engine. Now this is supposed to increase gas mileage, increase horsepower, made in the USA. Gotta love K&N. We're going to go ahead and pull the factory intake off, install this one. I'll show y'all how to do it step by step. Y'all stay tuned. So first we want to remove the boring horsepower robbing factory intake system. So what we're going to do, start by removing 1, 2, 3 10mm bolts and remove this cover. Alright, so with this thing open, let's go ahead and see what they have inside. Looks like we got installation guide, we got some nice stickers from K&N. Okay, a lot of parts here, y'all. Looks like we got some hoses and some clamps and bolts, and this looks like the sealer that goes around the outside of the box that you put in here. We got some more pipe. Whoa, we got a lot of stuff here. So go ahead and lay all this stuff out. I'm sorry, I know y'all, this probably takes a while, but it's something I'd want to see. Oh, we got another one. Another one right here. Here's our K&N. There's a pipe. This is a lot of stuff, y'all. Looks like our box. This must be the filter in here. I'm sure there's nothing else left inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this box up. This has got to be the filter in here. And we got a K&N million-mile limited warranty consumer protection pledge. So, million-mile warranty on this. Got a nice, super nice, wow, super nice K&N filter. Looks like we got a nice K&N window decal in here as well. So, all this stuff, let's go ahead and start the installation process. And so the tools that you're going to need, as you can see here, is a 9/16 socket, 5mm Allen, 10mm socket, 13mm socket, 10mm wrench, flat blade screwdriver, an extension, and a ratchet. And something neat that K&N includes in this. First, it's guaranteed to increase horsepower. They'll refund you your money. And I thought this was a nice touch. They included, for my particular vehicle, this is a F150 5.4 liter stock baseline run, second gear run. The truck had 98,160 miles on it. This is when it was ran. As you can see here, a 13.12 increase in horsepower and a 15.1 foot-pound increase in torque. So with the throttle body cover removed, the 3 bolts removed, the next step is to go ahead and disconnect the intake air temperature sensor electrical connection. You just press it in here, it pops out. Next, disconnect the idle air control and the crankcase vent hose from the intake tube. You just pull straight out. Next, we're going to remove the hose clamp, loosen the clamp that holds the stock intake tube to the throttle body. And this hose clamp is an 8mm. Next, with the hose clamp loose, go ahead and remove the stock intake tube from the throttle body. Go ahead, lift up, remove the grommet, the things that pop in the holes down there from their little area, and then just pull the tube out. And I've already loosened this, but now you can remove this intake system. So to remove your secondary mass air sensor connector, you remove it from down here, this electrical connector here, push in, pull this clip out. So next we need to open the air cleaner assembly. We need to isolate the mass air sensor assembly, which is in here. So we need to slide the rubber grommet back. Look in here and you can disconnect the sensor. It's very hard to see, y'all. Use a flat blade screwdriver. Just kind of go in. And this is hard for y'all to see. I'm sorry, I'll show you once I get it out. But you press in and remove this sensor. So this is very, very hard to do. As you can see where this is, you have to put the flat blade screwdriver right here on top of this and slide down, push it in, and pull up. And this is how you disconnect the air intake sensor. Next, pop where you see these little slots here. It's your flat blade in here. You're gonna press in and you're just gonna pop this, remove this out. Alright, so now that you've popped that out, you go ahead and you remove your mass air sensor retaining plate. Next, using a 10mm socket, go ahead and remove the mass air sensor from this retaining plate. Next, you're going to remove the two airbox mounting grommets right here. Just grab, just pull them out. Next, we got to install the edge trim onto the heat shield. And this is your heat shield with trim installed. Remove the 6mm bolt that holds the cruise control onto the vehicle. Install this L bracket onto the heat shield, just like this. Alright, and with the provided bolt, washer, and nut, this is all 10mm. Make sure you install a washer on here before you put the bolt in. Install the two nut inserts right here where your other grommets went, just like this. Pop them in, have them down. Next, we're going to set our heat shield down here into place. Make sure that you attach the bolt back that holds the cruise control together, and with those in there, you're going to use these two big bolts. Use a washer to go in from the top. These are 9/16. With your bracket here attached, bolts in place, cruise control is secured, rear of the heat shield is secured. You also have your two brackets here. Everything is secure, and this is what it should look like. Next, remove the air temp sensor from the stock air intake tube by twisting and pulling out. Next, using the grommet that's in the kit, pop it in this hole. Go ahead and pop your other air intake temperature sensor into this new tube. Alright, next, this is the 5.4 liter engine, so you're going to use this shorter L bracket here. On the 4.6, you use the longer L bracket. What I've done, this protruding stud sticks out right off the top of this head on the driver's side, the valve cover head. I put this bracket on. I put a washer on. Make sure you put the nut on. It's a 1/2 inch, and with the bracket up here, I'll show you what you're gonna need. This saddle bracket. You're gonna need this plastic device that lays flat here, because this is rounded. It sits down in it. You're going to use this flathead 5mm Allen screw and lock nut to hold it up underneath. Next, with it tight, everything installed, you still have a little wiggle room. Keep this just a little looseness, a little slack till you get everything installed and get it fit tested just right. Then you can go ahead and tighten everything down. Alright, so pick the right size silicone tube, find the right size hose clamp, go ahead and put that on, tighten it down like this, nice and snug. With your intake tube, go ahead and attach it, push it firmly into place, tighten this hose clamp down that you put on, and you can go ahead, now that it's adjusted in the bracket, you can go ahead and tighten these bolts down that we showed before. Next, you'll need to attach the hoses for your idle air and your crankcase vent valve. Hose clamps on here. Make sure you get them nice and snug, and that one piece of hose is included. You'll have to just kind of cut it to fit. I use this razor knife right here to make a nice cut. So go ahead with these attached. Everything's good to go for right here. Alright, with the 5mm Allens put in from this side down into this hole, come around the back side, make sure your gasket is completely lined up, sealed. You can install one washer, one lock nut. Next, with this attached in here, push through, you're going to secure these hose clamps here and here. The last hose clamp is going to go around the outside here, this saddle bracket. It's going to secure this tube like so. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to plug in your electrical connector here, and the other one that we took off where the plug-in is back here, we're going to plug it in, come underneath, pop it back into here, our mass airflow. So my primary airflow sensor, I've connected, I've run it through here, I've connected it right inside the air box. Secondary sensor is connected here. Now all that's left is go ahead and install your filter and secure it with the hose clamp. And what I'm going to use is K&N air filter oil. You want to shoot some of this on the filter. This oil just protects, it helps to catch any dirt, particles, dust, anything like that that could be coming in. Helps it protect the filter and your engine that much more. So go ahead and we'll shoot some of this on the outside of the filter. We'll attach this filter here. See how this thing sounds. And this is it. Secured. Everything in place. So I know y'all want to see how it sounds, so hang on. So I have the cover off still at the moment. I was just checking for any leaks and everything. Everything sounds good. I wanted to go ahead and let y'all hear it. It's hard to hear, but you can hear it pulling air through here. It sounds really good. Let's go ahead and rev it.